谁是你的老师？
谁是你的老师？ So it's been 4 years for me here in Taiwan, almost 5. And do I still think that Taiwan is #1? Especially coming from a foreigner's perspective. That's what I wanted to talk about today. I don't want to talk about all the things that everyone else has already talked about a million times before. You know, people always say these things like Taiwan is super convenient, it's super beautiful, it's super cheap. All of those things are true, and you know, Taiwan does have all those things. It's really awesome. But I think one thing that a lot of people don't realize is language, which is extra important for someone like me, a foreigner. I know that some of you guys may be thinking about moving to South Korea or China or Japan or whatever, and you might be thinking, God, I don't really want to have to learn a whole other language. Or maybe you will learn the language, but you think it might be difficult to order food or get around or meet friends. Here in Taiwan, you almost don't really have to worry about that, because what a lot of people don't realize is how many people here speak English. It's really impressive. They actually have such a huge emphasis on English education. I'm not saying you shouldn't try to learn to speak the language. You should learn how to speak the language. I learned a little bit, the basics at least, and I can get around. If you want to know how I did it, well, I used Rosetta Stone, because honestly, it is embarrassing how little I've improved my Chinese over the years, and I really have to get it better. I mean, just check this out. I was getting lunch earlier today, and this is like the basic level I can get. Yeah, this is so rough.
这个控肉就是猪肉，
猪肉，
对，
好吃吗？
啊，好吃啊！我跟大美说好吃啊。
嗯，还 OK。买米粉吗？
外带。
外带对，啊，谢谢。
再收一点，这个可不可以？
可以。
可以哈，好，谢谢。
谢谢你，谢谢。Okay, I got my lunch. I'm still not very good at reading traditional characters. Not that I'm really good at reading simplified characters either. So I asked her what it is. Turns out it's pork belly, which is my favorite. Pretty excited to eat this. I chose Rosetta Stone because they've been around for over 25 years, and that means that they've got a reputation that they have to maintain. I mean, obviously they got to be pretty good at it if they've been around that long. And so far it's been working for me. What I really like about it is that it has coaches and voice recognition, so I can practice the different phrases or sentences or words that I learned with Rosetta Stone with my app before going out into the world and trying it, because I'm kind of a shy person. When it comes to speaking another language, I get really nervous and I tend to make a ton of mistakes and it's embarrassing. So it's nice to have that built into the app so that I can practice before, you know, I go out and actually use it. And honestly, it kind of beats getting corrected constantly because your pronunciation isn't really that good at first. This has like true accent, which listens to what you say and then it gives you tips on the pronunciation, so you can actually get it perfect. It's pretty cool.
你会说汉语吗？
你会说汉语吗? Anyways, if you're interested, I've got the rest of that information in the description below. Follow the links, sign up with Rosetta Stone, and thank them for partnering with me to make this video possible. So anyways, I still do encourage you to learn the local language, learn Chinese. Just because there's a lot of English-speaking people here doesn't really give you a good enough excuse to be lazy and not learn the language. You should still get it done, but I find it interesting how tourist-friendly Taiwan is because of how many people speak English. A lot of businesses have someone that speaks English in there, at least some level. And honestly, I find that even when I'm trying to speak Chinese to Taiwanese people, they'll often switch to English anyways, because there's a strong chance that their English would be better than my Chinese. And it's really cool to see that how many people here have the confidence to speak English, because I know if you go to China, if you go to Japan or Korea, I think people there are comparatively a bit shy about speaking another language, but here, people are pretty comfortable with it a lot of the times, which is really interesting. And it's not just English too. I've had Japanese friends come to visit me, and it is really cool to see Taiwanese people's eyes light up because they can also speak Japanese, which is so interesting. And so you really have a whole bunch of languages that people can speak here, making Taiwan a really great place for foreigners to come and visit. The other reason why I think Taiwan is #1 is hobbies, and this is something that I complained about all the time in China. You know, people were so busy with work and family and whatnot, they didn't really have any time to do things or develop any hobbies that they really liked. I had to switch bikes because the last one gave me an error. Anyways, yeah, but people here in Taiwan, they have tons of things that they like to do in their own free time, and you as a foreigner get to participate in that and make all kinds of local friends. Honestly, that's kind of why I haven't made very many Taiwanese friends, is because all of my hobbies are kind of solitary, running and cooking and what have you. But, you know, a lot of my friends have some really cool Taiwanese friends because of the different hobbies that they have. Like Alan, he plays poker and he knows a bunch of poker people, which is really cool. My buddy Xiaofei, another YouTuber here in Taiwan, that guy's got balls. He bought a Mitsubishi Delica, which is a big full-size van, and he turned it into like his home so he can live in it. He can drive up into the mountains, and when I travel with Xiaofei, when we go up into the mountains, everybody knows who he is. It's so cool. And he enjoys fishing and like swimming and going down rapids and discovering waterfalls and all that outdoorsy stuff. And the camping thing is huge because lately Taiwanese people really love to camp. And you know, so Xiaofei's always like jumping in some random body of water or climbing up some mountain, and he's the absolute king of the outdoors for foreigners, and it's really interesting. More examples, I got a buddy that does fly fishing or whatever, and so he goes and catches all these local fish that you can only find here in Taiwan, which is cool. And the really interesting thing about all these hobbies is that they're so accessible to foreigners. It's not just like that you're a foreigner so you can't have fun with us or do these things. Taiwanese people, generally speaking, are super happy to share their passions and their hobbies with foreigners. And it's a great way to meet friends, and I think that that is really unique to Taiwan, honestly. I could be wrong, but you know, in my years of travel, I haven't seen a country so open to sharing passion like Taiwan is. And I'm actually going to go talk to a guy who opened up a bar here in Taiwan like over 20 years ago. His hobby, partying and drinking, and he's just living his best life, I guess. So let's go see what that guy has to say about Taiwan being #1.
Hey man.
There he is.
What up, buddy?
How's it going?
Excellent, excellent.
Good to see you. So this is my good friend PJ. I've known him since my first day coming here to Taiwan because he used to live above his bar. And I gotta ask you, how have Taiwanese been about you opening a bar? Like as a foreigner, how has it been?
It's been great. Very receptive, very receptive.
Have you met a lot of Taiwanese people through working here, like at the bar?
Basically, yeah. You know, I used to get 50% Taiwanese back in the day when it was hardly any foreigners having bars. So many foreigners have bars now, they're kind of used to us. So it's not so unique as it used to be. There might be 20, 30 different foreigners that have opened restaurants and whatnot. So it's not what it was. My first 4 years, there was only 2 foreign places, and that was it, in '93. So it's changed dramatically. It's not so unique.
Right, and you've been in the business
28 years.
Long,
21 years. I've been in Taiwan. 23 years. I've been in Taiwan 28.
Why have you chosen to be here this long?
Kind of grows on you.
Does it?
Yeah, indeed.
Well, is there something specific about Taiwan? Like, do you think that
the
Taiwan...
the people.
Okay.
That's what Taiwan is. Now, the foreigners have changed, but the Taiwanese have pretty much remained the same. They're really nice. They're really, really nice. They're not like mainland Chinese people who are more like a New Yorker or rude and abrupt. Or a Singapore person, it's a little standoffish, or a Hong Kong person, it's a little bit different. The Chinese people here in Taiwan, which are the Taiwanese, are totally different. They're the most open. I don't know what all the different characteristics that have changed them and made them like they are, but they're totally open and totally nice. This is just my place where I'm at right now.
Yeah, just living your life.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, if you want to see more of like the local Taichung pubs scene, then you can come check out PJ's. He's really, I think you would agree, you're one of the last bars remaining here in Taichung.
Well, the oldest foreign pub in town.
There you go.
Twice a month we have an open mic right outside. We have all these tables and everything. I got all these books too, you know, over 2,000, it's a book exchange. Basically, I'm a backpacker, so I run my place like a backpacker place. That's the bottom line of PJ's Cafe. It's an Irish pub, but I've got Mexican food. Go figure. No.
That's a true piece of Taichung history, I think we could agree on. But anyways, thanks for being on the video,
brother.
man. Yeah, come check out PJ's. It's on Dayao Road. I'll stick an address. You guys can come check it out. Taiwan is ranked fairly consistently at the top of most lists for the best places to visit or live in for foreigners. And for me, I gotta say, I agree. Those 2 reasons are huge. I know they're not like mind-blowing or anything like that, but I will thank Rosetta Stone for helping me along with that whole language process, because I think that's the biggest barrier that people need to get around. So thank them for helping me, for helping tons of people learn a new language, and for making this whole video possible. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next video. Stay positive, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.